and final drill for Aac Training Center Wednesday edition. Like I said, we're supposed to have one yesterday, but unfortunately server issues occurred, so it's going to be today, and tomorrow is going to be APW. So some of these you have Toxic here tonight, who's doing his fourth drill, which is going to be a promo drill, as the fourth drill always has to be a promo drill. So he could be on tomorrow night's APW, since this is his fourth show. If he does well, and if the other people who done 4 shows haven't done as well as him, he will move on to APW. And if he finishes first, he'll definitely be a contender for the APW World Heavyweight Championship match, which has not been decided what match it has been yet. Not necessarily decided, but it's not been announced. It's going to be a big surprise. What's it going to be? Is it going to be a TLC ladder match? Is it going to be a tournament? Is it going to be a battle royal? Who knows? So tune in tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern time, to check out Aac APW episode 2 and the World Heavyweight Championship APW World Heavyweight Championship match. So it's a big night for Toxic, because if he does well here tonight, he could be on tomorrow night's APW and won't be in Training Center anymore, and will finally have made it to an area where he can wrestle on APW. And if he does well on APW, he can go to the main roster. And so and today was Cookie's fourth Training Center as well. So like I said, depending on what happens here tonight, the impact can change drastically on if Toxic goes to APW, Cookie goes to APW, and etc. So it's going to be a big night for Toxic. So without further ado, let's start off with the promo drill, alright? So, as usual, we're going to do the easy promo drill, advanced promo drill, and role-playing drill. And now it's going to be one-on-one with Aac Throwback, myself, the World Heavyweight Champion, the co-leader of Aac. So he's not training with the other rookies now, and now we'll see if he's able to cut it against one of the biggest superstars in Aac. So, like I said, we'll start off with the easy promo drill, then we're going to go on to advanced, then we're going to go on to the role-playing system. So, I'll explain each step along the way, depending on which drill we're on. So, without further ado, let's get started. So, we're going to start with the easy promo drill. The easy promo drill is basically a drill where you get very minimal information, and you have to make a basic promo out of it. It's just training on enthusiasm, charisma, and all of that stuff, and being able to work as a healer phase. So, it's just the basics, then we'll move on to advanced and the role-playing system. So, without further ado, I'm going to start off with the scenario, and we'll get started. So, I'm a face. I am the United States champion, and I'm facing Toxic tomorrow night at Aac Rage for the United States Championship. So he's the heel. I am the face. I am the United States champion. So yeah, that's the minimal information like I was talking about. But once we get into the advanced drill and the role-playing system, it'll be a lot more advanced and a lot more information that you have to go off with. So, Toxic is going to start it off for practice, and then, so Toxic, whenever you're ready, you can start. Click Toxic started off.
Tomorrow night, I face you at Rage. In that Rage, I will be dominant. I will take your championship, and I will take it away from you. I will take all that you've worked for, all that you've fought for, and make it mine.
Well, you can say whatever you want about that you're going to take away my championship. You can say that you'll take away what I've earned for, but there's the key word, earned. I've earned my way to the top with all of these fans right behind me along the ride. You spit on these fans who pay for your paycheck to do all these things for you. If it wasn't for the fans, Aac would not exist, and you just spit on them. You disgust me. You can disrespect me. You can disrespect the boss. You can disrespect anyone, but do not disrespect these fans who are the reason you're here right now. And for those fans, tomorrow night, I'm going to win the United States Championship, and you're going to be laid on the mat for the 1, 2, 3.
Well, tomorrow night, And who cares about the fans? If they pay for my paycheck, like you said, you earned your way to the top, so did I. And I deserve a shot. And that shot, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to win.
All right, so that was the easy promo drill.
You're going to be embarrassed.
Oh, you want to continue?
Sorry. No, I'm done.
Okay, so that was the easy promo drill. Like I said, very minimal information. I'm gonna give him some goals and growth on what he did well and what he did wrong. So good enthusiasm. You had the charisma. You had the tone of a heel. A bit more things said would have been a bit nice. And trying not always to pause and stuff and confuse the other person trying to do the promo because you might interrupt them. Like I said, we do training center, so you don't have to get a script for this stuff, and we don't have to tell you to pause. So always be wary of when you think the superstar is gonna say what he's going to say, and but besides that, it was pretty good to start it off. All right, we're going to do one more easy promo drill, and then we're going to move on to the advanced one. So, all right, let's do one more easy one. And we're going to move into the advanced. So let's get started. So I'm the heel facing Toxic, who's the awesome champion tomorrow night at AAC Mania. So he's the heel. I'm the face. I'm the contender for the awesome champion. He is the awesome champion. I'm going to start it off this time, and yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So tomorrow night at AAC Mania, the grandest stage of them all, I'm gonna steal your spotlight. I'm gonna take what you supposedly worked for in all of your promos. You've been saying that you worked for this, and no heel or whatever you want to call me is gonna take it away from you. Well, tomorrow night I'm gonna prove you wrong. There's a reason I'm the contender for the Awesome Championship. I have no idea how you got the Awesome Championship in the first place. It's kind of pathetic as a guy who just came up from Training Center in APW is our Awesome Champion. What does AAC become to? And I'm the co-leader. I gotta ensure what's best for AAC. And you know what's best tomorrow night? Me defeating you for the 1-2-3.
Tomorrow night, it's going to be you laid on the mat because I believe in these fans. These fans keep me going. And you know what? Tomorrow night, yes, in my promos, I said that I earned my way. And you're right. I did say that because it's the truth. While on the other hand, you pull dirty tricks. You do all this just to win the match. I'm going to pin you 1, 2, 3, and all these fans at Mania are going to be cheering my name.
Well, say whatever you want. But kid, you just came up from a training center. I just vacated my World Heavyweight Championship because of how easy it was. No one gave me a chance, and because it was the only way to go after the Awesome Championship for a third time. I don't think you understand how much of a deal this is. You're going to be able to get pinned by me, the best around. You know how much of an opportunity that is? You should be kissing my feet right now because you had this opportunity. But now you're disrespecting me and disrespecting what I stand for. So, you can do whatever you want, kid. To be honest, I don't really care because tomorrow night you're not gonna do much speaking when you're laid out on the mat for the 1-2-3. Because I'm the best around in AAC, and you're just a rookie from Training Center. Pathetic.
If I was pathetic, then how come I came all the way up from Training Center to win the Awesome Championship? And at Mania, I'm going to retain it and keep my title for the 1-2-3 while you're down. I don't care how I win, as long as I can win, and as long as all these fans are on my side, I'm fine with what happens. But tomorrow night, it's not going to be just a normal match. It's going to be a fight for the championship. And when I pin you, or I could care less, if you submit, all these fans is going to be happy, and all of them are going to be standing up cheering for me. And I'm going to take it all in and tell them about WrestleMania.
All right, so that was pretty good. A lot more, even though this was only the easy promo drill, it was we did very well on adding a lot more information and stuff like that. So you did well on that. It was kind of a bit confusing on the end. You said like I will win no matter what. That's kind of a heelish thing to say. Always try and stick to your face roots when you're being a face. Don't try, even if it was just a mistake or just you mean it in a different way. If you think it's something which kind of sounds heelish, don't say it at all. because it might confuse the people. But besides that, it was pretty good, and you've shown improvement from the first time doing promo. So you're looking pretty good for APW if you do get promoted from this drill. So we're gonna go on to the advanced promo drill, and what that is, you get a lot more information, you get a lot more stuff to build off of, and you get a lot more stuff to talk about as you get so much more things that are given to you as information. So let's get this started off, all right? So Toxic was a training center rookie from one of the first ever rookies in training center, and he was never the best. It took him 3 times to get promoted to APW, and was never really something to look at. In the mid card of APW, and did all right. He never won the world championship though, but one night he had a number one contendership match because he was in a good run of form, and he got injured in that match. No one thought he was going to survive that injury. No one thought that he was strong enough to survive that injury. The doctor said it was a 9 months to a year injury, and that if it gets too bad, he might not even survive it at all. One night at AAC pay-per-view, AAC APW pay-per-view, with an entrance music which we haven't heard for a year. It was Toxic. It came out and was a surprise opponent, superstar in a 6-man battle royal for the number one contendership, the APW World Heavyweight Championship. He came in, he won that battle royal match for the World Heavyweight Championship and contendership, and he moved on to the main event of APW, the APW pay-per-view, and won the APW World Heavyweight Championship. He held that title for only 2 months, then lost it in a ladder match, unfortunately. But the boards thought he was good enough to get promoted to the main roster, which he did. There, he did not start off well whatsoever. He lost his first 5 matches and once again got another injury, but not for that long, only 1 month. But when he came back, he didn't look the same. He wasn't the same superstar before. He was that face, that mid-carder face who was the underdog. Then we heard new entrance music, so it was a new debut. No, it was Toxic, but looking a lot more different. He had all black on, he looked menacing, and he did not look like the same man that we all knew and loved from APW. He demolished in his first ever match, destroying him with no mercy, not acting like the face he was. Then he went on to win the United States Championship. He dominated the scene in the main roster, holding the title for 7 months, breaking the 5-month record held by AAC Miz. Then one day, AAC Throwback saw how much Toxic has changed and tried to stop him. So he put him in a triple threat United States Championship match for the US title, of course, but he still came up on top. Then the next night, a fatal 4-way for the US. Toxic still came out on top. A 6-man ladder match for the US, and Toxic still came out on top. Each and every week, Throwback, whatever he threw at Toxic, Toxic stood right back up. And Throwback had no other choice. He had to do something which he would never even do before. But he went after the United States Championship, the only way to save AAC from its destruction, as so many people were just getting destroyed on the injury list, and some of the best superstars were gone. Lil Nasty was gone through an injury. Fawn through an injury. Everyone through an injury because of Toxic. So Throwback did what he had to do, and AAC Royal Rumble, he's going to face Toxic for the United States Championship. So that's the scenario. Toxic is going to start it off. Remember, try and use the information that's given you. It gives you a much more authentic and a much more intriguing promo. So without further ado, Toxic, take it right away.
So much has happened so I could get this championship. I've been injured. And you know what? In my injury time, I realized that I couldn't listen to the fans anymore. I had to go on my own and train and do everything myself to get where I am now. I was one of the first training centers. Back then, when I got to APW, I won the championship. After a long time, after I got injured, I went back to APW. I won that championship. And when I did, it was a short reign. Yeah, yeah, I agree. But you know what? At least I got it. And you know what? It was with no one else's help but mine. And you know what? I went up the ranks. I didn't go down the ranks anymore because when I stopped listening to the fans, when I started listening to myself, I shot up the ranks and I started demolishing everyone in my way. Done.
Well, I respect you, Toxic. Never said I didn't. And quite frankly, I don't want to stop a superstar's career as promising as you. But look what you're doing. You're injuring our superstars. I'm the leader. I'm the one who has to book the matches alongside Miz. You know how hard it is to do this when so many of our top guys are injured. Fawn is injured. Steven's injured. Little Nasty is injured. How am I supposed to book the matches? How am I supposed to do what's best for AAC? I've had to vacate 3 titles so far because of your destruction. And to save AAC from your destruction, at AAC Royal Rumble, you're going to face the toughest opponent that you've ever faced in your life. And his name is Throwback. I'm the best round, always have been the best round, and always will be the best round. And that's for the reason that I'm just amazing. And Toxic, you're pretty good yourself. And I won't take that away from you. You can dominate a superstar and destroy him in 3 minutes while breaking all of his bones from one move. Not many superstars can say that. Hell, I can't even say that. You're a destructive menace, but you're destroying AAC from the inside, and I need to stop you. So at AAC Rumble, get ready to get a taste of your own medicine and get the destruction that you've been feeling all of this time.
At the Royal Rumble, I know you're good, but you know what? There, I'm gonna pin you 1, 2, 3. You may put up a fight, and you know what? You may respect me. You think I'm pretty good. I don't care what you think. I don't care what anyone thinks of me anymore. Because ever since I did, I've been going down the ranks. I've been losing everything that I've worked for since training center. And you know what? When I stopped listening to everyone, I went up the ranks. And you know what? I've been demolishing all the superstars, the best. And you know what, Throwback? You're in my way. So, because you're in my way, I'm going to demolish you like I did Lil Nasty. And all the other superstars. There you go.
Alright, that's the end of the advanced promo. That was really good from you, Toxic. You seem you had that menacing voice and your tone, of course. We wouldn't most likely we wouldn't give you that gimmick as your voice doesn't really match the tone, but besides that, it was really good. You had that menacing look. You talk about how the information that I gave to you about how you destroyed all those other superstars and etc. So that was really good. You've improved quite a bit. So that's gonna be the last advanced one. We're gonna move on to the role playing system. This is going to be the last drill for Toxic here tonight, and how it could be the last ever drill he ever has on a training center. So, if you don't know what the role playing system is, it's the only, we're the only league, whatever company you want to call us, that allows you to create the story. You can make a decision yourself. We don't have to book anything for you, basically, unless you have a storyline in the beginning that we want you to hit. Let's say I want Toxic to face me for the United States Championship. We'll start it off, but then you can say what you want to say. You don't get the script, and you can choose. You have options which are given to you of what you want to do. So depending on what the storyline is, you will get an option to attack someone or not to attack someone, to agree with someone. Do whatever you please, depending on what options are given to you. So a decision you made can web out into a match 3 months from now. So you create the story, and only you create the story, besides the beginning part of it. So basically, Toxic is gonna get some options for this promo. All right, I'll tell him after the advanced promo drill part of the thing is done. We'll move on to role playing some of the options and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get started with the scenario. So Throwback and Toxic were knew each other in Training Center and were fierce rivals. They didn't know each other till Training Center, but they were always butting heads to see who was better, and no one really knew who was. All the drills they got the same rating, and they moved up to APW at the same exact time. 1 month later, they were in the main event for the APW World Heavyweight Championship, and that match AAC Power ran in and got Toxic disqualified and Throwback disqualified. So no one won the title there. At the next show is a triple threat match between Power, Toxic, and Throwback for the World Heavyweight Championship. And in that match, Toxic went for the finishing maneuver. He connected on Power. It was surely over. Then Throwback came out, low blow Toxic, threw him out the ring, and pinned Power for the 1, 2, 3. Toxic moved on to the main roster alongside AAC Power, but Throwback was still in APW defending his World Heavyweight Championship. Power and Toxic had a big feud for the United States Championship. And Toxic became the U.S. champion. He held that for a while, and then Throwback came and dropped the World Heavyweight Championship. He never lost it. He just vacated it because he wanted to go on to the main roster. And his first target was the United States Championship. So at AAC Revenge, Toxic is going to go face AAC Throwback for the United States Championship. So that is a scenario. Remember, in the beginning, Toxic is the face and Throwback is the heel. But Toxic, depending on the options I give you, you can choose what you want to say and how the storyline pans out. And I won't give myself options for this because that wouldn't really make sense, as it's just a drill for you. So this will be the last thing we're doing here tonight, and if you do well here, you can go on to APW. And I want to announce this stream, of course. There'll be a surprise, so make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Eastern Time for APW Episode 2. But anyway, without further ado, let's get started. So, Toxic, here are your options. You can just walk out after the promo is done. You can attack me if you want, or hell, you can try and form an alliance with me if you want. So those are your three options, A, B, and C. I'm going to pause the stream real quick, and I'm going to have Toxic tell me what he wants to do. Toxic, we're doing. Alright, so Toxic has made this decision. I won't tell you guys that, but when you're given this, when you're doing the role-playing system, you're given an option that you have to pick. So before the stream starts, so we're able to correspond what you wanted to do, so that the stream goes well and stuff like that. So these are behind the scenes, a bit of kind of like tips and a bit of a behind the scenes kind of thing, but that's how we do it. So I'm not gonna tell you guys, of course, what you pick, but I'm gonna start it off with the promo. I'm the heel and he's the face. So without further ado, let's get started. All right. So Toxic, I know you might be pretty mad at me. I know you might be pissed off. Hell, you might want to rip my head off. And to be honest, I don't blame you. I would do the same thing. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Back there in APW, it was nothing personal. Well, I take that back. That night, I proved that I was better than you. All these years, we were butting heads. All these months, days, seconds, we were butting heads to see who was better. And all of these fans never knew. They never knew who was the best. But guess what? They found out that night in that triple threat match. I'm happy Power disqualified us. You know what? It was a blessing from God right there, because it gave me the chance to really prove who was better. Who is the better opportunist, and who is the better AAC superstar? Yes, I low blowed you, and yeah, people can say that wasn't fair. That doesn't prove who's better, but who walked out? APW World Heavyweight Champion? Who walked out? The face of APW, and who walked out with his tail between his legs? Yeah, and I think you know the answer to all of those questions if you weren't stupid enough. But regardless, I've came up to the main roster, vacating my title just for this reason. I was waiting for you to accomplish something decent in your career, and you finally have accomplished a mediocre title. I don't want to have anything to do with this United States Championship. Hell, I could care less. I kind of even forgot it even existed. It's your mediocre title. What can I expect from Toxic? But tomorrow night at AAC Revenge, very fitting title. It's not with the title that's what's mattering tomorrow night. It's not the United States Championship, which is driving us crazy. No, it's to really prove who's better. And tomorrow night, Toxic, I don't care what I have to do. I don't care. Hell, I could pray to Jesus and baby Jesus himself to win that match. I will do anything to win the match and really prove who really is the best. Tomorrow night, you're gonna be destroyed, and my revenge will happen.
Tomorrow, you say you will do anything to win a match. You're right. You've done something. And you know what? If it wasn't for that thing that you've done to me back in APW, I wouldn't be here now in the United States Championship. So you know what? I thank you for that. Just because you helped me get to the main roster. But in that first match, I wanted to demolish you. But Power came out. If it wasn't for Power, all the fans knew that I was better. Ever since Training Center, you're right, we have been butting heads. And we've always matched. But you know what? In that first match, I would have won if it wasn't for Power. So you know what? In that triple threat, you've done anything you could to win. I don't care what you think. I don't care if you think I'm good. I know you don't. I know you hate my guts. So you know what? Tomorrow night at Revenge, looks like I'm going to be getting revenge from the triple threat back in APW.
Toxic, what are you saying? Are you crazy? Do you actually believe that you can beat me? There's a reason why I have the best around tattoo on the back of me, as you can see. Because it's the truth. I can destroy you in 5 seconds. Hell, even less. Any attempt that you make on me will be a failure, just like your whole career and the mediocre United States Championship. So tomorrow night, I'm not winning for the United States Championship. Hell, I said I'll pray to Jesus, anyone, to win that match because of bragging rights and to prove really that I am the best around. Toxic, you're nothing but a stepping stone for my career and always have been since Training Center. And that's not going to stop tomorrow night AAC Revenge. We've come all this way, but I'm going to put you at a stopping point and put you in your place. I'm the best around. And not only will I become the United States champion, I will prove that I am better than you.
Even if you think you're better than me. Tomorrow night, yeah, I could lose, but you know what? I'll go right back up the ranks straight for you. And when I come back for you, if I lose, which would be like a 99% chance of not happening, if I lose that match, I will come back up the ranks no matter how hard it is. I'll do what you did in that triple threat. I'll do anything to win anymore. Because you know what? You opened my eyes to the thing that we actually had to do. We have to do anything to win, no matter what.
Well,
Okay.
Alright, so Toxic. You say that
I don't
I've
want to
opened.
wait.
You say that I've opened your eyes. You say that I've opened when you. You say that I've opened your eyes. You say that I was the one to open your eyes, to make you see that you have to win whatever way you can. What's happened to you, Toxic? I thought you wanted these fans all behind you. That's not a very nice thing to say. Do you think these fans care about that? Quite frankly, I agree with you 100%. But I'm surprised that someone as dumb and stupid as you would finally figure that out. That you don't need them. So, Toxic.
You're right, Throwback. Yeah.
So, Toxic. How about whoever wins tomorrow? I don't care. because really, you have opened my eyes. I've seen now that maybe you're not as dumb as I thought, and you said something that intrigued me about not caring about how you win. So how about whoever wins tomorrow? I don't care. How about we form an alliance? What do you say, Toxic? Do you want to form an alliance, become the biggest stable in AAC, or do you just want to
Throwback,
go be
tomorrow
mediocre with
night,
us?
throwback, at Revenge, I will retain my title. I would never want to team up with scum like you. So you know what? I'm not even going to wait till Revenge.
Today, too fast. Oh, out of nowhere. Good Lord, that wasn't even close. So that's what it's like being so far off the mark. Quick thinking to avoid that. Today, too fast. Quick thinking to avoid that. Oh, wait, nice reversal. Not today, too fast. Oh, no. Wait a minute, Cole, what's he going to do here? Achtung! That's a jerk flex, Cole. Are you from Berlin now? Yes. Quick thinking to avoid that. Oh, out of nowhere. Oh, they couldn't find a home for that one. Well, it certainly wasn't due to a lack of trying, Michael.
All right, when
Okay. Tell me when. Tell me when.
He's in full control of this one. Talk about catching a beating. Oh, wait, nice reversal. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Few superstars are as dominant as this guy. There it is. Hart got it. Wow. Hart does it again. But will it be enough? Oh, out of nowhere. The human body can only absorb so much of that. Oh, wait. Nice reversal. Someone really should check on. I mean, a maneuver like that takes your career and it just flashes it before your very eyes. Yeah, that wouldn't be a very long flash for you, Cole. But this guy's in trouble.
all right, go.
Look at the health.
Don't.
One of these guys is
All right, so that is the end of that drill. So clearly Toxic chose to attack me, and I still kind of gave myself an option, but I chose what I want to say. You don't get a script in AAC. That's why we have Training Center, to be able to spontaneously do this stuff like that. So Toxic did this drill very well. He seemed like he's been doing this for like 15 years or so. But some mistakes, some rookie mistakes he made. But overall, he did a good. He made a good transition, which is very important when choosing your option. And yeah, so he did very well for this. So congratulations, Toxic. You did well. And you might be on tomorrow night's APW. So tune in to see if Toxic will be. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out the YouTube channel AAC Miss, second channel AAC Power, Twitch. Follow me on Twitch. AAC Throwback, and that is basically everything else. So thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out APW tomorrow night and have an awesome day.